Well, today's Tuesday and it's the 14th of March 2023, and we're actually in Palmanova, but we are actually from this point onwards going our separate ways because Anita's going to play the piano with a friend, and I'll have a little walk while she's doing that and see where we go. So, my darling, have a lovely piano lesson, whatever you do.
See you later.
So I'm actually starting my walk by the hotel, which used to be have a big 33 up there on the side of it. It used to be the Hotel 33. It's no longer that. It's now a Globales hotel, and as you can see, there's lots and lots of work going on outside. This road's been like this for weeks, if not months, and hopefully they're going to get that done pretty soon. It looks to me though now they are at the last stage. They've filled in the trench that they had for the pipe work, and it just means now they've got to do the resurfacing, so hopefully all that will be done very, very soon. I just walked past the car park to the hotel, and it was absolutely full of cars. I don't think it's open. In a way, I hope it's not open, because it wouldn't really be very good for the residents to have all of this out in front of them and the consequential noise. But I think what it is that people who work here are actually getting ready. So the cycling part's open there. Some people on the terrace. I've just seen hundreds of cyclists pass down the road as well. So this is used to be the Mimosa Park after the Hotel 33 in the Hotel Mimosa Park, and now it's the Globales Mimosa. And actually, yeah, that looks to me as though there are people staying here. Hope they're getting a discount for all of this that's outside. This will disappear very, very soon, I'm sure. Just have a quick look over the fence because you can hear. Down to the pool area. Yeah, there's a lifeguard sorting out beds there. There's even someone bringing down the towel. The Mimosa is a little way from the beach. I mean, it's not terrible. You can probably get out. There is a gate at the far end of the pool there, which may be open at some times of the year, and that will actually take you down a lot closer to the beach. As we came out of the house, it was very, very windy this morning. Very windy. These barriers that you can see here, we've got some of them near to our house, and they were just blowing over. So that's, if you come out of the front door, that's a shortcut down. It takes you a lot closer to the beach. I'll try it. I don't think I've ever walked down these steps before because I don't like steps very much. There we go. It takes me past the pool area, and yeah, there's people out in there sunbathing. And it is warm enough to sunbathe. The temperatures are really quite mild now. I mean, it's not August temperatures, but it was about 19-20 degrees on our terrace, and that's a shade temperature, and if you're in the sun it feels quite a lot warmer than that. So yeah, you can sunbathe. So what I've just missed out is a corner where there's it's only a little shopping centre, but there's a big Eroski there, which if you need any supplies, supermarket type supplies, then Eroski's a place to do it. The gate I was talking about, I don't know whether they do open that gate. There's a lifeguard up at the top there, and there is a gate which would make it a little bit closer to get down here. I'll walk down this path because I can. Quite often park down here, and we're coming into Palmanova. There's plenty of parking. The hotel in front is the Zafiro Palace Hotel, and the entrance to that is up on the top road where I've just come down from. I've got a couple of bars here. There's a sports bar and a couple more places, and then up there O'Neill's does very good fish and chips. We've been there with our friends Barbara and John. Our fish and chips there. Another Globales. Globales is really quite a big group. The Globales Hotel is the Panama, and that's the one right in front of us now. Everything seems to be opening, not everything, but a lot of things seem to be opening in the next few days. So today's the 14th of March, and I've seen on some Facebook chats that lots of places are opening on the 15th. Some places obviously already open, but more places opening on the 15th, and I'm sure we're going to see lots and lots of that as we go through towards Easter, which is now only a couple of weeks ago or so. So this is the Panama. It's still got paper in the windows, so it's not open yet. Some whitewashed windows. What I did notice was that the sign, the glitzy sign in front, was actually being unveiled. That was all covered over, so it's getting ready. Actually, there is a sign up there with a telephone number. But here you can see the Globales Panama sign, which was all covered up until recently. Just carry on walking down. On the right hand side as we go along is what used to be the Don Bigote, is now called Tent Palmanova, and again is another one that will be opening up very, very shortly. It's closed at the moment. You see, we've got all the plastic protecting the metalwork, and the doors and windows at the bottom there are all out. Just behind the Tent Hotel is the Aquasol, and that is open, has been open for quite a while. And right in front we've got the Hotel Bermudas. I think that's another one that will be opening shortly. So I was in the house saying, should I put a jacket on, should I not put a jacket on? And I'm glad I didn't. We went for a walk in Pagera yesterday, and I just got my gilet on, and it was really just so warm. So warm. So that's the Fergus Hotel. So two big groups here in Palmanova, the Globales and the Fergus. One that's independent is the Aquasol, which is that hotel just there. That's the Aquasol. So it really isn't very far, just about 100 meters or so up there is the Aquasol. And if you walk this way, you're coming towards the beach. And start to see these places open up. It'll be interesting to come in the next few days to see which ones did open up. Some of them, of course, like Castaways, never closed down. Castaways has been open pretty much all winter. It's been one of our go-to places for a coffee. So, I want to. Now you can see there's Castaways all busy, lots of people there having a morning coffee or beer by the looks of things. It's a bit early for beer, of course. It's just 10:15 in the morning. It's Il Tano. Good morning. You right? Having a nice holiday?
Yes, and you?
Well, I'm always on.
Saw you on YouTube.
On YouTube, yeah. I'm always on holiday now.
Thank you. That was nice.
I'm retired now, so I can do this. Yes.
Live down here?
I don't. We live near to Palma, but this is our go-to place for a walk 'cause it's nice and flat and it's easy and yeah, it's a nice place to be.
Good videos you put on YouTube.
Sorry?
It's good videos.
You like them?
Yeah, I like.
Yeah.
Where are you from?
We're from Denmark.
From Denmark.
Yeah.
Wow, we're international.
International. Yes.
Exactly.
That's right.
Yeah. Oh well. Thanks for watching. Thank you. Bye bye. So, viewers from Denmark. I'm going to cross over here. See, there's still workers around because there's lots of work still going on in Palmanova. Yeah, they're just having their merienda. I think like that name, merienda. Or merienda for them includes a beer. These are workers. They've probably done a morning shift or half a shift in the morning, and so they're having their, I suppose in England you would call it a breakfast break, but here it's a merienda, and I like the name merienda. I like that. So here's the children's park that's having a little bit of rejuvenation done. They do spend a lot of time and money on these children's facilities. I think that's a really great thing. Outdoor life is so important to people in Mallorca, and this is just one of the facilities. There's lots of them. Behind here with the white building is, or should I say was, the Blanca Hotel, and that's one that isn't opening anytime soon. Hola. The Blanca is closed, I think, until June, so it'll be one of the last to open up, if not the last to open up. And that's because it won't be the Blanca anymore. At least I think they'll change the name. It's a hotel that is owned by the Melia group, and the Melia group are going to rebrand the hotel, and it's going to become a hotel, part of the Rafa Nadal group. So we're going to see some big changes there. I think it's going to change its character completely, and this is going to be the first one of the joint venture between Rafa Nadal, the tennis player, and the Melia group. So you can see the workmen already working away. They've got a schedule to keep, but it's very much a building site at the moment. Very much a building site. I mean, they have really torn the place apart in there, and well, it remains to be seen what it looks like. One room up there, that's a curious one, just up there on the third floor up, which has got table and chairs, and it's got a different sort of light fitting. And I'm wondering if that is going to be the one that they use for their advertisements. It's in a good position between two palm trees, and it's looking out over this beach, which is pretty much deserted today. It's somebody running up and down the beach. I don't know if they're tempted to go in. It's very breezy though. It's not rough, but it's breezy. Incredibly beautiful. Oh, in the distance I can actually, near to McDonald's down there, I can actually see some people doing their exercises. What a great place. That all started with the pandemic, and the pandemic has actually I suppose it's 3 years old today. It's happy birthday pandemic? No. Anyway, 3 years ago today was when we all went into lockdown here in Spain, in Mallorca. It's when we got the state of alarm, which was a little bit frightening, as nobody actually knew what we were going into. Nobody, even the government didn't know what we were going into. But 3 years ago, we had our last school day. We got the children into the hall, and we said, from Monday things are going to be a bit different. You're not coming to school, but we expect you to be online and in class. And that's how it worked. So on Friday the children went home, and the following Monday they were all enrolled on the Google Classroom is what we used, and it worked. For me, it worked really well. For other teachers, it was not quite so successful, or easy, or enjoyable. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It worked very well for me. It meant, well, it's what really introduced me to making videos on a large and rapid scale. I've had a few, and it's actually very few people saying, slow down, you're making too many videos. Well, you don't have to watch them all, and you don't have to watch all of the video. So it's the joy of being on the internet. You can be selective about what you watch and how much you watch. So if it interests you, then carry on watching. If it doesn't interest you, then move on to something else. But I was having to produce a video for every lesson I had in the day. So if I had 4 or 5 lessons or 6 lessons, we have a 6-lesson day. Each lesson's an hour. Oh, it's getting windy. I was producing, well, sometimes 5 or 6 lessons, 5 or 6 videos every day. At a minimum, really, of 3 videos a day. And so that got me into the habit of making videos very quickly, and they might not be polished. I know if you go to some YouTube channels you think you're watching the BBC, but I'm afraid I'm a little bit more rapid than that, and I don't have time to do the polishing and making them absolutely perfect, so there will be some imperfections. And maybe I should apologise for that, but it's not. That's me. That's how we do it. So producing videos rapidly became part of my daily life. We couldn't go out, so we're not doing any videos outside. We were communicating with our family over Zoom much more regularly, and that really brought us all together. And so life went on. Eventually, when we were let out, I still carried on making videos for the students, because that went on right on till the summer. And some of the videos I was making for my mother. So just before I continue with that, we're actually outside the Globales Santa Lucia, and they're just putting the finishing touches now. The beds are out, the power washers come out, they're going to clean down here. It's been mopped, it's been dusted down, and that's going to be ready. So it should be well and truly ready when you get here, Shauna and Claire. That's at the end of the summer, and we look forward to seeing you then. I heard some comments about the outflow of water that's right next to the Santa Lucia, and this outflow of water is clean water. Might not look so clean, but it is clean. If you look out, there's nothing floating around, and this is because we've just had so much rain. and it's coming into the sea here. I do think, in my own mind, they should actually have made it go further into the bay, but that's as it is. This is the Matias beach, again with not many people on there. So yeah, I was making videos then, not just for school, but for the family. We actually did quiz nights, and I'd make a video and have a video quiz, and that was all a bit of the fun. And my mother, who really couldn't go out of the house and had dementia, but still spoke to me quite a lot on the telephone, as she could now use an iPad and watch videos of me talking to her. So that's really one of the inspirations of making the videos to start us going. And well, we quite enjoy it. I enjoy this. Anita enjoys going for a walk with me, and even in this incredible wind. And so yeah, we just carried on going, and it's gone on from there and there. And I do thank everybody who's written a comment, subscribed to the channel, who's sent me emails, photographs, pictures, videos. Thank you very much. It's been really nice to get to know you all. So this is the Santa Lucia, and this is the car park. It's not open yet, but they're very much getting ready. I nearly walked into a lamppost then. That would have been a blooper to put on. Cross the road. And the bar has changed. It's now called the Iroko, and as you can see, that's opening up. Just hope that you are actually hearing me, because it really is windy. But next to that, the good news for many of you is that the Three Brothers is now fully open, and people sitting on the terrace having a drink. So it's just nice to see it all come to life, and all of this is going to blossom over the next few days and weeks. And they've obviously been out and they've done all the pruning on the trees. I've actually had some people criticise the way they prune the trees here. And they have to be pruned, and this sort of shape that they do is very, very typical all over the island. It's not just here in Palmanova. We were in San Telmo, which is right on the southwest tip, and they were doing exactly the same thing. They were just pruning the trees to look like this. And I quite like it. Maybe they do overdo it a little bit sometimes, and it's a bit like a haircut, isn't it? It's whoa, I'm getting blown away here. A friend of mine said the only difference between a good haircut and a bad one is about a fortnight. This is crazy windy. And it's actually blowing the sand on the beach, which can be really very painful. Just got to be very careful. So if I can get to a little bit more of a shady spot. It's not cold, it's just windy. Oh, that was fun. It's much calmer here now. We've got the trees, we've got the hotel giving us a bit of shelter. This is the San Matias Beach. Used to be the Hotel San Matias, and they've added beach to the name, which so that tells you where it is, because this is known as the San Matias Beach. I'm just looking in the distance at the hotels over there, which is one is the Alua Hawaii, which is changing ownership. So one of my questions was, is it going to retain the name? Because the name Hawaii is emblazoned upon the side. kind of difficult to get rid of that. So here they are, the workmen. They're cherry pickers. Next to the San Matias beach we've got Siso's, and you can see the salt and pepper, and the places, they're all set. I do hope they don't get blown away. They're not open yet, it's a little bit too early. They're just gearing up to be open. But Siso, one of the really great success stories of the pandemic, really. It sort of came along and they did a great reform. What it used to be Costa, so anybody who was here remembers it as Costa Coffee, that is. Well, that went. The place was derelict for a long time, and then Siso made it all sparkle. I'm not sure if I'll get down to the Bora Bora. I should have mentioned it. I was very close to it earlier on in the walk. The Bora Bora, some people have been a bit concerned with that it's all going to change. Well, it's been taken over by Taylor's, another bar a little bit further along, and they've said that they're going to retain the name and the way it is, so there might be a little bit of an upgrade and maybe a few little changes, but hopefully there won't be too much in the way of changes. The Bora Bora. This is an apartment block which has this splendid position of being right on the beach here in Palmanova, right at the end. They've got an apartment overlooking this. Wow. It's actually called the San Matias Apartments, and one of my earliest viewers, Naz, I don't know if you're watching this one, but so you can see the apartments. Just in the distance, 2 hotels. The Vistasol is one on the right there, and that has been open a lot during the last, all through the pandemic, and I think is open now. And the next one along to that is the Honolulu. Just pointing that out because some people have been asking me about hotels. Oh, look at that outfit. Wish I could do that. I struggle with a gentle stroll. Well, I don't struggle. I quite enjoy a gentle stroll. This is the Cantina Sol, and next to that's one of our go-to places again, which will be opening very shortly. They're in there getting it all ready. I think they'll be opening in the next few days. Is the Olive Tree. How incredibly windy it was down there. It's not getting the wind here at all, so it's quite calm. This is the B-Max Beach House getting a lick of paint before they open. And we'll see what happens to the Duke. You can rent your bike. Wind's picking up again. Wow, it just suddenly, where did all that come from? I'll quite often walk along there, but I think it's going to be very windy if I go along there. Just a quick look back, I can feel the wind blowing now. Palmanova really looking beautiful. I'm just going to walk up and go around the Comodoro, which got lots of people inside, so I think they're another one that's gearing up to opening up. Tobago in front. This is the Comodoro. Now, I think the last time we came by, the pool needed a bit of a clean, and that's all been done. And we have a VIP lounge terrace with a live DJ. So that's the Tobago, part of the Fergus Hotel group. That's the Vistanova just up there. Getting this strong wind again, it really is blowing. I'm going to lose my hat in a minute. So that's the Comodoro Playa. I'm just going to head down here. I don't usually walk in this direction, I usually carry on because just up there you've got the Magaluf strip. But I've got to meet Anita shortly, she will have finished the piano. So I've got to make my way back down into Palmanova. Taxis. There's a problem with taxis. There was a real shortage of taxis last year, and they decided they were going to do something about it, but they've left it and left it and left it, and now they've decided that they need to have 300 more taxis on the island. And they're going to give temporary licenses to these taxis, so they'll only be able to operate for the summer months. In order to get the temporary license, you've got to have a relatively new car. Nothing older than 3 years is allowed. You have to have a meter fitted to the car, and then you have to have an ITV, which is an MOT. The company that does the fitting of the taxi meters can only fit 4 or 5 a day, and there's 300 to get through. And once the meter's been finished, then fitted, then it has to go and have an ITV, and the ITV can take a month to get an appointment. And so the taxi groups here are saying there just isn't time to do it. We're going to have a big problem with taxis again at the beginning of the season. So we'll see. That's how it goes. We're going to have to wait and see what happens. And just looking here, we've got the Prince William, which is one of the places that's been open all through the winter time. Go-to place for many people, I think. And they've got the Cheltenham races on now, so if you're into that sort of thing. Just up on the right hand side there we've got the Eastenders, which is extended all the way right down to the bottom here. Some friends of ours used to own that many years ago. And a lot of people are asking about transport from the airport to places like Palmanova, but pretty much to anywhere on the island. There's always a long line of taxis outside, but it seems as though the rates that they charge are somewhat variable. So I did hear of one lady saying she was charged 82 euros to come to Palmanova, and that sounds wrong to me. Somebody's taking advantage of you. But there are alternatives. There are some minibuses that do the trip, but the cheapest one is to just get on the bus, which is what Anita and I did for our journey to Malaga. We just got on the regular bus, and I know we've got a special reason to do it. We get it free, but even if you have to pay, it doesn't cost anything like a taxi ride. And you pay, the best way to do it is to pay with your credit card and your debit card, and it's very simple. You get on the bus and there's a machine and you just tap it and it'll go beep, and then when you get to your destination, Palmanova, Magaluf, Santa Ponta, wherever that may be, before you get off you tap it again. So there's 2 taps, tap on, tap off. If you don't do that, you'll get charged for the full length of the journey. So it's a different price if you're going from the airport to Palmanova or the airport to Pagera, for example. It's a longer journey to Pagera. So don't forget to tap off. And if you're 2 people in your group or 3 people in your group, tap 3 times on, tap 3 times off. And that will save you a lot of money. And the journey is really quite swift because it doesn't have that many stops. When you get to the other end, hopefully you know your way around, but if you don't, then Palmanova's quite a small place. You can always ask for directions. People are always going to be very helpful. Or watch one of my videos, or ask me to make a video if you want. I'll happily do that. It gives me another reason to come out and have a walk around. I do just walk around in circles sometimes. Here we go, I'm round in a circle. Just this little park here, it's really just a little safe haven for children to keep them out of the sun with things to play on. The only problem is, at the moment, these are pine trees, and the pine trees have the caterpillars in. And we've had quite a lot of them this year. I'm looking up to see if I can see any nests. I can't actually see any nests. I can see a bag up there, and that bag is to catch the moths that lay the eggs to create the caterpillars. But we have seen quite a lot elsewhere on the island. At one time they used to spray the trees. They used to in fact go over large swathes of the island with aeroplanes. I can remember seeing the aeroplanes going over and just going over forests and spraying them with insecticide to kill the moths. But they had to stop doing that because some of the local villagers were saying, "You're poisoning us." I guess there's an amount of truth in that. So as far as I know, they don't do that anymore. The locals who live on farms will actually shoot the nests out of the trees. I'm not sure that's such a good idea, but they use a shotgun loaded with salt. And so they spray these nests with salt, which must destroy them. But the real issue with these is that they have hairs. The little caterpillars have got hairs that come loose, and they're like little darts. They stick in your skin and inject you with a toxin, a poison. and some people who are allergic to it can really suffer. Animals in particular, because they can swallow them. Dogs, hear of dogs dying because they've done that. More Globales. That's the Globales across the road. Globales Nova Apartments. 2 entrances. This is the front entrance, which is very close to the beach. Didn't seem to me to be very wheelchair friendly, but you'll have to you can give it a go. On the other side, it is a bit more wheelchair friendly, but a much longer walk, of course, to get to the beach. Or there's some steps down the side here, but I'm not sure you'd want to use those. Here's the little burger bar. Opening up, getting himself ready. I suppose a sad story of the last 2 or 3 years, 3 years or more, 4 years I suppose now, is that Mecca, the Restaurante El Mecca, has been closed, and it's for sale, and nothing seems to be happening there. It's in such a good spot, I really can't understand why that's the case, why somebody hasn't taken it over. Oh, I'm going to lose my hat again. Just seem to come to certain spots, and the wind, you can see there a bin that's been 2 bins that have been blown over, and I'm holding on to my hat. Coming back towards the Santa Lucia. I'm sure it's less windy on the other side, aren't it? I'm going to try walking closer to the shops. I usually avoid this side because I'm with Anita. Oh, that's much better. It's not so windy here. Another shop getting open. I think some places might open at around about 11 o'clock, so that's why they're not open now. But here's the Three Brothers. That's a relief to many people, I think. It's actually open. We haven't tried this Iroko yet, but it does look really quite pretty. I mean, just to sit here looks really, really nice. I'm sure Anita will be attracted to that. You see? Hola, buenas. I think there's a distinct optimism in the air about the prospects for this summer. Just reading the figures that they've been publishing in the Spanish press, saying that the number of people coming to the island is going to be up again on last year. The fears that British tourists might be falling off seems to have been allayed, and there's more bookings than ever. And don't believe everything you read in the press in the UK. I don't think Mallorca is anti-British at all. There may be a few politicians that might like you to think they are, but that's the vocal minority, isn't it? And quite often the vocal minority, the ones that get heard, and the rest of the population doesn't. So I think you'll find that you'll be very, very welcome here. and many of you will just be coming back to a place that you know so well. There's some small changes, some bigger changes. I've just walked past the what used to be Lady Di's. That has a big change because that never opened after the pandemic. The beach bar is open. They've been doing refurbishments on that one, and so expect that one to be open and up and running. There's two of the big hotels here, the Palmanova 1 and 2. And I mentioned the Barbuda Beach, which is on the other side. They're not quite open yet. What is open, where Anita and I have been on a couple of occasions now, been made really welcome, is Gelacious. It's not open now, but it'll be open later on. Places won't open quite yet. It's a bit early in the day, but they will be opening soon. And we've always had a really warm welcome there. And there's Taylor's. I was talking to you about Taylor's earlier on. They've bought the Bora Bora, and it looks like I am going to be heading past the Bora Bora. Taylor's another great success. We've had a lovely meal there last year, and I'm sure we're going to be back this year. And for Jim, who's always asking me to film Monroes, then here it is. It's one that will certainly be opening up later on, I think. But for the moment, it's mothballed. Just coming up to the right-hand side again to the Cala Blanca. This is the hotel that's having all of the work done on it, total refurb, and for those people who've stayed there in the past, I think you'll notice a big difference if you're coming here again when it's been rebranded. And it is a move, and this is probably what the British press is getting to. It is a move to bring the areas around here upmarket a little bit. So this, I think, will be a more upmarket hotel. But you can see it is major destruction, reconstruction, refurbishment, whatever it is. Big changes. And that's right across the road from the Tandoori Nights, which is what we just got to come back to. We keep saying this. We've had a lovely meal there, but we'll have to come back and make a video. It was very good, and I'm hitting the wind again. That's a nice sign to see. COVID test centre, and it's Cala. It's for rent. Right, we don't need it anymore. 3 years is enough, and so COVID test centres really don't exist anymore, I don't think. But this is the Bora Bora. For those of you who are a bit concerned, it's undergoing a little bit of a transformation, and I think they'll do a good job there. And Taylor's is a really nice restaurant, so I'm sure they're going to do a good job here and not change the character too much. It's one of the places that's been open all through the winter time, so it gets a lot of locals in there. So I've done a bit of a full circle here. Anita doesn't finish a few more minutes, so I'll just carry on walking down towards McDonald's. You can see the workmen have gone and the children have come out now, so some children actually playing on the swings there while some of the workmen are still putting the finishing touches to it. In front of us we've got the Paradise Beach Bar, and we quite often stay there for a drink. They do have live music, and they do have food. When the season starts, it says the kitchen's open from 9 o'clock in the morning till midnight, so you've got the whole day you can spend there, and you're right next to the beach. Well, we had a lunch with a friend of ours last week, Leafy Lee, and I'm sure those of you of my generation will remember Little Arrows. And well, Leafy Lee is still performing, and what's really good about Leafy Lee is he hasn't lost his voice. I know some of the singers from the past who are still trying to sing really don't sound as good as they used to, or for some other health issue they are not able to perform. Well, Leafy Lee is going on and on and on, and he looks as young as ever, and it was really good to catch up with him and have lunch with him and our friends Marcia and Monroe, the friend who writes the sports column, the football column in the Daily Bulletin. Well, I've done a circular tour, and there are still people doing their exercises on the beach. That's quite a session they're having over there. One person that has been writing to me about the videos and the cameras that I use is John Lester, and I'm just wondering whether John has noticed any difference in the last few walking videos that we've done, because I am actually using a different camera and it's not quite as wide angle. I know some people don't like the fisheye effect that the 360 camera does produce, particularly when you're walking close to lampposts, or as John puts it, when Anita walks in front of me. It appears to be that she's walking in front of me because the fisheye lens will actually do, well, it does more than 180 degrees. So I've got a lens now, a different camera that's not quite fisheye. It's still very wide angle, so the edge, there may still be some distortion, but you shouldn't get the same distortion on the edges as the 360 camera does. And the reason for doing the 360s is that I do have a separate YouTube channel where I put the 360 videos, and they give you a lot more to see. You can see a lot of, well, you can just move around and see all the way around, up and down, everywhere. So the 360s, you'll actually see so much more. They're really, I suppose, designed for those helmet masks that people wear. These they look like goggles you're going to go snorkeling with, but they've actually got television screens inside them. And with those, you can actually look all around just by moving your head. They're quite incredible. So I continue to do those, but I do keep them mostly separate on the 360 channel, and they do get quite a good response on there. There's some people who really do like them. You can pause the video and then just have a look around you. You can look at the shops, you can see what's gone up, and see what's in the trees. It's just something else. Anyway, that's me going on. Just across the road, popular hotel with many is the Hotel Tropico, again just because it's got this fantastic location. It's not the poshest hotel in town, I'm told, but it serves that purpose of getting you to Palmanova and getting you to the beach, very close. And well, if all you need is somewhere to lay your head, then maybe the Hotel Tropico is the one that's going to do it for you. It's right across from McDonald's. No, we don't go there. Well, not very often anyway. Can't remember the last time I was in McDonald's. They're actually working right outside McDonald's, so I don't think I'm going to go on that side. I'm going to go on the other side of the road. It's too dusty. Just going to stop for me? Yes, thank you, mate. Way too dusty on that side, so I'll come over here. Might be a little less windy. And the little shops that are over there, they're not open at the moment. They have actually been opened in recent times when we've been back. So again, I think maybe we're just a little bit early in the day. You have to remember, I only recently retired. I don't know what time things open. Well, look at the dust that's blowing up from there. I guess they'll keep their doors shut because they don't want the dust blowing in. I'm just coming up to Nova e Tapa, and they're not open, but all the chairs, tables are out. Crater San Miguel on there.
We can't be on.
So they look as though they're opening very, very soon. And that's somewhere we quite enjoy going there. Have a good selection of tapas at a very reasonable price. So we certainly want to be trying it out in the new season. Just going to cross back over. Actually buy the LMON tickets excursions which we used last year to go to the Marineland. It was a good deal, so we were really happy with them. LMON, LMON. Well, look, they've had a bit of a delivery. When I had our business, we had boxes like that. We had a container full of boxes arrived outside our shop, and we had to load it and organise it. And so I can remember moving all of those. There were bigger boxes than those, and they were very, very heavy, some of them. Perfume. If you're buying perfume, you may well be better buying it in the resort places like this than buying it at the airport. I must say I wasn't looking particularly at perfume, but in the airport last week we were going through, and bottles of wine were much more expensive there than they are in the supermarkets here. So one of our favourite wines, which we pay typically, we'll pay $7.95 for a bottle, and might even get it less than that on special offer and sometimes, but was $10.95 at the airport. So I suppose they've got people who are travelling with hand luggage, they've got you really, because you've still got a problem getting the bottles past security. So at the moment you can't do that, but you can put them in your case if you are willing to risk it. We have in the past done it on many occasions, but we don't normally do it anymore. It's one of the buses take you into Palma, and they run very regularly, but obviously during the high season they do get quite full. The bus that just went down is one that runs on natural gas, so that's running on methane. That one I think is just a regular diesel, but we're now getting a mixture. So the bus companies, one of them has already ordered, I don't know if they've received them yet, I think it might have received some, is fully electric buses, so they should be quite interesting because they'll be very quiet, very clean. The other one is the hydrogen powered bus, because now here in Mallorca we actually generate our own hydrogen with solar panels, and so it's very, very clean. The only byproduct is actually pure water, so excellent way to power anything, and hopefully that will increase. We're now coming up to just after 11 o'clock, so it must be time for Anita to finish her class, and therefore she can come down and pick me up. Well, I hope you've enjoyed the video here in Palmanova. It's been a pleasant walk this morning. The temperature's absolutely perfect for a walk. I'll wait for Anita now, and hopefully she'll be down soon. And that's it for this one. So thanks very much for watching, and thank you for all of the lovely comments. Thank you for the subscriptions that you've done. Brilliant, and we look forward to seeing you in our next video. So bye for now.